Thank you for staying with us. It is still the conversation here on Lagos Television, and on this side we'll be discussing one of the pressing urban challenges facing our great state, and I am talking about informal space management here in Lagos. From roadside markets to makeshift workshops, from street trading to unauthorized parking, informal spaces are woven into the fabric of daily life in Lagos. They represent the entrepreneurial spirit of our people, yet they also present significant challenges for urban planning, traffic management, and environmental stability. Now, how do we balance this economic survival with maintaining order here in Lagos? To help us navigate this complex issue, we are joined by Honorable Daisi Osho. He is the General Manager, Lagos State Planning and Environmental Authority. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to you,
Good
and
morning
of course, good morning to Lagos.
All right, it's good to have you here.
Yes.
Let us start by understanding what exactly qualifies as an informal space in Lagos for those who do not really understand what this means.
Okay. Let me first of all thank you for your first salvo. You really captured everything that it's like you read my mind as to what I'm here to talk about. Because we are in between the Deep Blue Sea and the Red Sea. We have the economic survival of people grounded in that informal space, and of course we also have the challenges that comes with that activity. So we need to really actually, like you rightly said, we need to balance it. Now, what qualifies a place as informal space? Now, for us as planners, as the city planners, when we design, we create what we call industrial, commercial, and then residential areas, and then in these ones we cut them out into different sizes and spaces and all of that, and then we upload them to Lands Bureau. And Lands Bureau actually go out there to allocate them, and they give them titles, and they put coordinates to them, and then of course allocated to people either for any of these uses that I enumerated earlier. Now, the remaining land or space that we have all over, you know, you agree with me that for you to get to the industrial place, you need roads to get there. You need other infrastructures that will support that industrial area. I mean, you'll be looking forward to where we are going to lay the underground, maybe electricity cables, fiber cables, water pipes, sewage, and all those things. So all these spaces, they are actually where this infrastructure passes through, either on or under it. So these are the informal spaces, and they are not in any way titled in the name of any person, because it is government space. Immediately after that, your perimeter, your house perimeter, if you have 18 by 36, immediately you step out of that 18, on one step out there, you're already on that space, informal space there. So, and why did we create all of these things? Like I said, is there to protect certain critical government infrastructures, such as our roads, such as the gas pipelines, water pipelines, and all those critical government infrastructures. So these spaces are there. And then the next thing is that our people, I mean, you just go in there and do all sorts of things. Some of these places, they pass through very strategic places, and then they want to take advantage of it for the purposes of doing their businesses and all of that. But the question is, these spaces are there. Now, we need to now manage it alongside with the reason for why we, the city planners, created it ab initio. And then, of course, this need of our people that we call the informal business people. So, for example, where you have a gas pipe passes through now, you don't want to see a woman frying dundu and akara in such a place. That's a recipe for disaster.
Okay, so this will lead me to my next question now, because you have just pointed out for many Lagosians, informal trading is a means of survival, you know, and of course, because of some of these informal trading activities, it also leads to traffic congestion, you know, and there are also issues of safety as well, because you just mentioned somebody frying akara now on a gas pipeline. So what are the practical solutions that are being implemented? And again, how is the government balancing enforcement with empathy for these people? Okay,
so now this is it. There's what we call inclusiveness in planning. And when we say inclusiveness, we are saying that everybody within the urban space, within the city, within that space that is being planned, must be carried along. Their interests, no one's interest must be jettisoned for others, right? No matter how small it is. For example, dundu and akara is our delicacy, for crying out loud. Bole and ekpa is our delicacy, right? Roasted corn. These are some of our delicacies. And where do we see these people do this? You always see them by the roadside. Now, where they are located at that roadside, are they located at the right place? Are they not impeding on ease of movement of people? Either goods, other services? Are they not impeding on it? That place where she's frying her dundu, I just said it. Do they have a gas pipe passes through that place? Should that place be the right place? So that is the management that we are bringing aboard for all these spaces. Yes, we are not saying that people cannot, but let us now regulate the use of these spaces so that the whole thing can become orderly, become something that the eyes can behold, and it will not affect other major or minor uses that are within the environment, aborting such lands. Now, the question is what the state government is doing today through our governor, Dr. Babajide Olusola, is that we are doing massive mapping of these spaces, you know, so that we can now begin to look at how we will now put them to effective, efficient use that will complement other major land uses that we have already. For example, those, if you have, say, you are in a commercial area, landed area that are designated as commercial area. So what are other uses that can complement? So if we say, oh, for commercial area, oh, people may want to eat, I mean, and they have to have their lunch and all of that. Okay, now the next thing is, do we have very close to this area if a food canteen or whatever? Oh, they don't have. Oh, is there any incidental open space or a space somewhere that will not in any way impede on anything or will not affect any other use? Then we can say, oh, let's have a kiosk here that we can have that woman sell food there. You understand? In a way, in a regularized, put some regularization to it. So these are some of the things that the state government is doing today through Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Office of Physical Planning, and by extension, Lagos State Planning and Environmental Monitoring Authority, which we have presented to Mr. Governor for a name change so that the name can actually reflect that place that the agency is managing. Informal today now is Lagos State Informal Space Management Authority, so that we can now, people can, I mean, relate with the name and of course with the mandate of the agency. So when we put this when we're able to manage these spaces, then we will be taking care of issues around traffic. We'll be taking care of issues around safety. We'll be talking around things like security, because a lot of people are just there. Don't forget, Lagos playing host to everybody. Everybody wants to come here. And yes, we are in a federating state, so anybody can come. But when they come, many of these people, especially with the issues of insecurity in the hinterlands, now when they come, now where do they fit in? Where are they going to rest? Where are they going to live? Some of them, they don't even know anybody. They just join trailers to come to Lagos. I mean, if you are in Baga area, you will see these young men and others. They come from our brothers from that side of it. But yes, the city must be able. We cannot say no, you can't come. No, we cannot say that. But the city must be able to come up with dynamic and strategies that will accommodate these people for the purpose of making sure that every other uses, for example, you needed to get to your office at a particular time, you don't have to get stuck on the road just because one of my brothers is selling Ireke, for example.
What's Ireke?
Ireke is sugarcane.
Sugarcane, okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So you don't want to say that, because somebody is somewhere and in some areas they practically sleep on the road. If you get to Ikorodu, going to Itokin by the right, you will see they're practically sleeping. They are practically sleeping there. So these are some of the complexities that we need to take care of, and this is what this government is doing, trying to look into the future to make sure, because within the next say 15 thereabout number of years now, about 18 million people are going to add to what we have already. So you can just imagine 18 million people. This land that is called Lagos cannot be ballooned. It's still the same small land mass. Okay, so that's the challenge.
This will also lead me to the next question I want to ask now. What are the roles of the local government, the LCDA chairman, or how are you engaging them also? Because again, you can't be everywhere at the same time. And so these informal spaces are located everywhere.
Exactly.
And since we now have 20 local governments, 37 LCDAs, so how are you engaging with the local government chairman, the traditional leaders, the community leaders, that's the CDCs, the CDAs, in also ensuring that these spaces are managed properly?
Fantastic. And that's one of the, our main strategies. As to bring into knowledge of our people. You understand? They need to manage these places. You see, we are not just looking at we just want to remove you. No, it's not just that. But we want to look at the importance of you leaving that space as against the naira and kobo you want to make there. And by the way, the naira and kobo you are going to even make there maybe injurious, or maybe your life is put on the line even as you are there. So part of the things that we are doing, as I speak with you, I have an appointment with the chairman of Agbado Okeodo local government. We have an appointment after this meeting, you understand, to discuss on the issues around some of the informal urban spaces within his area, so that we can plan it properly and align with the present operational our ODP, operational development plan for that place, which is Alimosho Model City Plan, so that eventually we can all come together, everything will work together, and we will provide what we call the technical information for this, for all the MDAs, including the local government, as it pertains to planning of the city. So we are engaging with them. As I speak with you also, we are engaging with the Surulere local government chairman. I was in his office some time ago to go and resolve an age-long problem, that has to do with that informal space. And to God be the glory, the CDC chairman of Surulere, look, if he's hearing me now, he will acknowledge that we are working together even now as to how we are going to, when you come in through Teslim Balogun all the way to Kilo, how will that place be beautiful, be made more functional, such that people can, if you check that place, most of the setbacks to the roads and all, everybody is occupied that place. Some people are making blogs, some people are selling cars, people are doing all sorts of things. If you get to that roundabout by Ilegogoro, that Alhaji Folawiyo Mosque there, you will see the whole place everywhere jumper. People are trading on the road. People are trading. You can't even walk when you get to that place. So these are some of the things that we need to deal with. And the truth of the matter is that's why this government is paying a very serious attention to this place, because if we don't deal with these things right now, how are we going to deal with it by the time the 18 million people gets into Lagos? So it's going to, and we cannot afford Lagos to coagulate or to come stand still. There was a particular day, the whole of this Ikeja was in traffic, and we came out and we began to check what is causing this traffic. Because we are talking about livability, functionality of the city, and we know that at times some of these places that we're talking about, we began to trace. By the time we trace it all the way to Agege, where one woman is selling bottled water, pure water, minerals by the roadside, and of course there's a truck there delivering goods to her, and from that point, that is where the thing dovetails. Oh yes, as small as that, because at a particular time, the way traffic moves, if you are experiencing at a particular time heavy traffic and there is a stoppage somewhere, the next thing is the next instinct for an average driver in Lagos is to branch into another alternative route. And as he gets into that alternative route, peradventure he gets stuck there. Maybe he gets stuck within, maybe there are two double parking, and he cannot. They'll be shouting, "Where is the owner of this car? Where is the?" A lot of people are diverted along, and that one also, dovetails back, and the whole thing continues to, get worse and less. So we, in true sense of it, we are working seriously with the CDAs, and there's some of the local government. I just mentioned two of them that we are already engaging seriously, and of course, we in the new year. Our strategy is to actually go out there, serious engagement. That is our strategy for next year. For our agency is to go out there and engage our people and explain to them and be able to carry them along our thoughts and the way things are supposed to be. So when we are saying that move away from this place, or this is the way we want Lagos to look like. For example, we are looking at say, the women that are doing, for example, all these kiosks and all of that, all those wooden kiosks are not sustainable. We did a research work in our agency, and we found that for a number of 51,000 numbers of kiosks, that wooden kiosks that we call counter, that 51,000 number, we have used about 4,333 numbers of trees of 1.2 meter girth and then 12 meter length. For such a wood, before you can have such a wood develop, a tree develop to that kind of level, depending on its density and all of that, it takes for this one they use for kiosk, it will take nothing less than between 15 to 20 years to have that size of wood. And we have felled 4,333 of that number to make this unsustainable wooden kiosk. Now, the question is, can we continue that way? Even those kiosks, as you see them, can your eyes behold some of them? They come in different shapes, different sizes, different colors. So what we are saying...
Do we have available market spaces, enough market spaces to accommodate these people?
Okay, now, we must also look at our characteristics, the way we live in this part of the world. Now, the question is, if you check all our terminuses all over the state, you will find something peculiar about those places. You'll find that that's where you have these informal business operators. They are there causing a lot of serious, all those things that we have talked about. Now, if they don't have patronage, will they be there? So that means to say there's a patronage. Now, the point again is this: what kind of patronage? Yes, in this part of the world, we don't stock food in the house because we don't have our income is very low. People live by the day. They go to work, make money by that, and then they come back. And then while the woman is going back home, she picks beans, blah, 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 there's pepper, small pepper, and all of that. Bam. She dashed into the neighborhoods and then gets food prepared for the family. And that's the way the woman is living every day. So the question is, there is patronage. So are we going to distort that thing, that reality? See, this is city planning. You cannot, that kind of thought cannot come to the senses of a planner from another clime. But for us as planners in Nigeria, these are some of the things that we know that, yes, these are reality. So what do we do? So the question is, for example, if you check Abule Egba very well, Abule Egba is a terminus. Now, if you check, if you are going through to Songo from that axis, you will see this whole lot of these informal business operators there, and that place is always jam-packed. Traffic, pickpockets, all those things, those vices are heavy there. So today we have done what we call an intervention action plan for that place. And how come that space is there? When that bridge, Jubilee Bridge, was delivered, that was when that space emerged. You understand? Because when we deliver some, the government delivers some critical infrastructures like that, there will be some emerging lands after it. And so the next thing is our people go in there and they start to put them to misuse and abuse. So we have done what we call an intervention action plan. Unfortunately, I probably would have brought the soft copy, and you probably would have been scrolling it on the TV now. You will see the difference between what we are saying. They will still be there, right? But this time around, they are now regulated and properly put, aligned. You understand? Some of them, they don't need more than one square meter, 1.2 square meter space. You understand? And you will see will take put one sack there, put the other thing there, and then put everything, and then the whole place,
Okay.
So that's the regulations we are bringing in, and then of course bring some, something that can be fit. If you see that design that I'm talking to you at Abule Egba, very beautiful. Everybody speaks about it, that this is well, I mean, it will change the whole space, the urban face of that place, and it will also have a positive effect on the major land uses that are there. So these are some of the things that we are bringing on board, and then of course that we are doing.
Okay, so I'd like to leave this conversation very relatable. And now this is a festive period.
Yep.
And I have noticed that during festive periods like that, there are increased informal trading. People come out to sell a lot of, you see people selling Christmas decorations, and you see a lot of things on the way. And so looking at the season that we are,
yes,
is there a flexible approach towards ensuring that our informal spaces are managed?
Okay, so I told you earlier, I said, because I will tell you, I mean, these spaces have been left over the years, not managed properly. So, but this government is really, the government of Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu is really putting a lot of energy and support in this critical area. So, and that's why we are now we are doing all of this mapping now. So, as the time goes by, we'll now, when those mappings will come back, we'll now begin to designate some of these spaces, and therefore for a festive period like this, we may have to lock up a space for them where people can just go in, display this thing, and then sell, and then you move on. Maybe it would just be for the period of this season, festive period. Maybe a layer is coming. Oh, okay, people may have chicken, rams, and everything. We will create a space somewhere, and then people can move in there. And of course, everything would have been planned properly to take care of the traffic congestion that the traffic, heavy traffic that may want to come towards that area, pedestrian movements, and all of that. So it's a whole lot. Lagos State today, we have what we call NMT policy, that is non-motorized transport policy. Now the question is, what's non-motorized? That is to say, a policy that encourages people to walk and people to bike, and probably the other human powered means of movement. Now the question is, that's the kind of policy requires infrastructure for it. Which ministry will make sure that that infrastructure will be? Is Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. I will now create that corridor for this infrastructure to be. And where are these infrastructures? They are where these our people are doing all sorts of things. So we will balance everything so that we don't bring a disruption in the economy and the GDP of the state, because they are very critical to the GDP and the economy of the state. They are even the highest employer of labor. You understand? So we need to position all of these realities and facts, and then come up with what we call, a robust design and a plan for the city to continue to thrive and then continue to move on. Thank you so much, Honorable Daisi Osho, for balancing this. I like the way you balanced it and shedding light on this crucial aspect of urban governance. We've been talking about Lagos informal space management. Thank you again for your time on the conversation. I appreciate Honorable Daisi Osho is the GM, Lagos State Planning and Environmental Authority. The conversation continues. Stay with us.